Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Cracking Fitness. This is like my 7th time recording the intro because I just make it too long because I'm excited about everything. But I want to let you know today we had a lady named Cristy Nickel on the show. She is awesome. I hope you guys enjoy it. She is helping thousands and thousands of people right now to lose body fat. She just came out with a new book called The Code Red Revolution. She's going to talk about it a little bit in this episode. Before we get started, I just want to give a shout out to the Muscle Stash. It is a myofascial release tool that is now on the market. It is pretty awesome. It was developed by a guy named Sean Sweeney, Bobby Baum, and Scott Peterson. Sean Sweeney's been to the CrossFit Games a couple times. Anyways, I actually just won this on an Instagram thingy, and I'm a big fan of it. As soon as I opened it up, I could tell that it's just quality, it's fun, the curves are good. I was actually led to myofascial release about a year ago when I had twisted my ankle, and nothing I did would fix it. Nothing at all. Until a chiropractor scraped it super hard with a myofascial release tool, and it has not hurt me since. So I started looking into the Graston Technique and myofascial release, micro trauma, that sort of stuff. So pretty much what you're doing is you're taking this metal tool, you are scraping it pretty hard on your skin, causing micro trauma, and then the body sees that as, hey, I've got a little issue over here, and it sends out the inflammatory response. And so theoretically, it's helping you to recover and to heal faster. Now, that being said, ever since my ankle, I have pretty much used a spoon or whatever I could to make it happen. Now I have an actual tool. So I can't speak to the tool itself except for the fact that it is great quality. The curves are good. The company's awesome to work with. Good people put the company together. And this tool has been proven over thousands of years, and it works. So go over to themusclestash.com, check them out, follow them on social media, and get their product because it will help you. I hope you guys enjoy today's episode. Have a good day.
Bringing health, wellness, and fitness ideas right to your speakers with your host, Tyler Martin, learning from experts and average Joes alike. This is the Cracking Fitness Podcast.
All right, so we're live. Thank you so much, Cristy. I really appreciate coming on here.
I am so excited to be here with you. Thank you.
Thanks. So I came across your book, honestly, just a few weeks ago, but I grabbed it and I started reading it, and I kind of couldn't put it down. So we were kind of talking before we hit record, and I don't know, like you had said, there's just kind of something that drew me to it. I was just into it. And now I'm like, hey, Mom, you got to read this book and you've got to look into this. And it's not just about what you eat. It's how much you sleep and what's your stress level. So anyways, just wanted to bring you on and talk.
Yeah, thank you. You know, the Code Red Revolution, it is, I think what draws people to that book is that it's just real. It's straight up honest, real. We got an $80 billion industry with the diet industry, and it's so powerful, and people are so desperate, and they just want to hear honest, real talk. And the way my book is written is exactly like I'm talking to you guys right now. It is just straight up real. And I'm so tired of the American public getting scammed and getting lied to. And so I've been through it myself. You know, I've tried different diets. I've tried pills. I've been heavy. I get it. I was an elite level athlete, but I wrote the book because it's so honest, and people need to hear real honest, no BS that actually works.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I'm right there with you. And I've kind of been on that wave my whole life, and I've been overweight, and it's taken me some time, which I think is important for people to realize too, that it does take some time. That being said, what you teach, if people do it, they can lose it pretty quick.
Yeah, they can 10% every month. And that's not like, well, that's rapid weight loss. Let me tell you what is rapid weight loss. Freaking rapid weight loss is what the Biggest Loser contestants did. And I had a job offer to be Jillian Michaels' replacement on the Biggest Loser. And I turned it down. Number one, I don't like LA, but we won't go there. But I turned it down because I don't believe in making someone 350 pounds run 5 miles a day. That is not healthy. Tyler, you and I would never do that to our clients at the gym. Yeah. We would never have them do box jumps, so that is losing 15 pounds a week. Yeah, that's rapid. But when you nourish your body on a cellular level and give it what it needs with this real food, water, and sleep, and your body sheds the unwanted pounds, it doesn't need it. And so, yeah, you could lose 10% of your body weight safely.
Yeah, that's awesome. I totally agree. So let's, just so that listeners can know, let's kind of go back to your past, learn about you a little bit. I want to learn more about you. And then let's move into how you started training people, the idea behind Code Red. And I'm going to be honest, the first time I heard Code Red, I was like, Code Red Mountain Dew? Absolutely.
I know. They own the rights, or I would own the trademark to it.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
let me take you back a little bit, kind of about me. I grew up really poor in northern Idaho. My dad was a cop. My mom was a receptionist, and we just had no money. We were just poor. 3 girls on a farm. And my mom and dad always feel like they get kind of cringy when I say that, because I have a documentary and I said that on my documentary, and they always get mad. And I was like, hey, baloney, I got an orange for Christmas one time. Like, you tell me, like, that was my Christmas present, And so people always, like, they get kind of uncomfortable when they hear, like, that I was poor. Grew up poor. At a very young age, I saw a bodybuilding competition. Are you still with me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're just, your picture's not moving though.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Did I lose you? Sorry about that.
No, I heard everything you said.
Oh, good. Okay. So I saw a bodybuilding competition when I was a teenage girl, and on our TV, and I was mesmerized by these beautiful muscular women. I love muscular women. So I always had it in my mind that I didn't know how. I didn't know anything about dieting. We didn't have a gym. It was a very small town. I grew up, I had this dream of working in a gym. At 18 years old, I started working in a gym, cleaning toilets. I had been in the gym industry since 1994. I became a trainer because that's what I thought that I wanted to do. Was training people, was a good trainer, and then ended up started boxing just as a way to put myself through college. I didn't know anything about boxing. I have the propensity for the sport. I was kind of in a local gym class and just kind of throwing punches, my very first gym class, and an actual boxing coach was watching me, and he said, what's up? How long have you been boxing? I looked at my watch. I said, 44 minutes. He said, you have a knack for this. Well, I didn't know what he meant, and I was like, buddy, I don't care I'm in college, I'm bartending. And he said, you could earn money for fighting. So I just started fighting pro, went right into the pros, 8-ounce gloves, just a mouthpiece, no protection, 6, 8, 10, 12 rounds at 154 pounds. And I ended up boxing for over 7 years, 15 pro fights, Madison Square Garden, all over the world, Beijing, China, Costa Rica, fantastic. But I had no idea that boxing would lead me down the road that it led. I just was doing it for the money. But in boxing for girls, if you're pretty and you can fight and you can draw a crowd, it's a business like anything else. And so I was a decent fighter. I've never been knocked out. I have had 7 knockouts, that I've put on people, but it's all about the ticket sales, right? So boxing got huge. I got my own show on MTV. I started training celebrities in New York. Everything was really big and everything. And it was fine. But when I retired from fighting, I immediately became an elite level cyclist, where I was riding over 300 miles on my road bike a week. And my husband and I would ride all over the world on our road bikes. He's a very, very good cyclist. But I started getting fat. And I'm sorry, if you guys are listening, you don't like the word fat, I apologize. I'm referring to myself, but I started gaining a lot of weight, and I couldn't figure it out because I'm training hours a day, and it just doesn't make any sense for me because, we've all been taught, you could just exercise harder. Well, I'm telling you, I was this close to blowing out a knee if I exercise any harder. Yeah. So I started researching, and I found out, holy crap, it was the carbs and sugar that I was shoving in my pie hole, and that's what was making me fat. So I cut way down on carbs and sugar. I upped my fat, so I had a high fat, low carb diet. I got my carbs just from veggies, a small amount of berries, and I shed the weight. I've kept it off, and that's when I realized I want to create the Code Red lifestyle. And by the way, Code Red comes from my fighting name at the time. And a lot of you guys that follow me, I have different hair colors. At the time, my hair color was red. And then I was in nursing school, so Code Red, we came up with it. and it stuck. I created the Code Red lifestyle so that everybody can lose weight without shakes, pills, diet foods, or exercise. And I certainly believe that exercise is a part of a very healthy life. It's just not going to do a hell of as good when it comes to weight loss. You can lose all the weight you want by controlling what you shove in your mouth. And so this makes it levels a playing field for everybody, from amputees to people that are wheelchair bound, to old people, to young people, everybody. And we're finding a 98% success rate across the board. And so I coach thousands of people in groups of 27,000, 10,000, large groups of people all over the world every single day. And that's how we're reaching, and that's how people are realizing real food, water, and sleep. It's not a secret. It's not hard.
Yeah. I like that. It's awesome. It makes so much sense too. And like you said in your book, it's just the industry is so big, and we really are lied to. I mean, I'm sure, and it's not that I think people are just trying to dupe us. I mean, I'm sure there are some, but others it's just, well, yeah, that's what we've learned, right? Whole grains. I mean, it's on the government website, whole grains, so we've got to make that happen. And it obviously doesn't work for people. Obesity is up and chronic disease is up, and it's
and we have a picture of a wheat stalk with the wheat on our national emblem. I mean, and I think that back in the day, before we bastardized grains and before we genetically modified the crap out of everything, I think it was fine. I think back in Jesus's day, it was fine. I think even 100 years ago, it was fine. But we have just overproduced. We're producing enough wheat on this earth for 10 billion people. And we put it in everything. We put it in supplements. We put it in makeup. Wheat is used in everything. And now I think we're developing this intolerance to it, and it's making people sick, and it's triggering more insulin. It'll spike your blood sugar faster than a candy bar. And of course, we all know you cannot lose weight in the presence of insulin. So my job on Code Red is to keep that insulin levels low and stable. Let's tap into body fat, and for you, Tyler, and maybe even for me, maybe for some people, the Code Red lifestyle might not be the best one. Maybe Mediterranean is one you want to kind of gravitate for. Maybe you can, because it just, you got to find ultimately what works for you. But what we're finding is meat and vegetables, nuts, eggs, seeds, seafoods, and fat is what is working for people on Code Red. And we make sure they sleep. We make sure they get their water. But yeah, I mean, the industry is just ruining food. And now we're creating food-like products that our body just doesn't know what to do with.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right there with you. So let's talk normal people. So not someone, maybe not someone that I coach, like that's more, I don't coach like elite level people, but athletes that are, they're burning lots and lots of calories a day, but just regular people. Let's say my mom. And Mom, I love you, but you're overweight a little bit. You can lose a little bit of weight. I mean, we all could, so she's going to listen to this. She's going to be so mad at me. But no, just a normal person. She doesn't go to the gym. She doesn't work out, but she has a job. She's a hard worker, good person, but has found over the years yo-yo diets. She'll try something. She'll lose some weight. She'll gain it back. So what would you tell someone like my mom to do?
Yeah, that's and your mom, by the way, is my target niche. Yeah. I love people like your mom. My parents are 66 and 65, and they both were able to last year lose 40 pounds each. Awesome. On the program. So it's and we're seeing people at 75 that I called a lady on her birthday, 75 years old, in a wheelchair, lost 75 pounds on Code Red. So what I would tell your mom is she's gonna, first of all, I want her to clean out her cupboards. I would walk into her house and I'd say, Mom, we're cleaning these cupboards out. And anything that's not meat, vegetables, nuts, eggs, seeds, seafoods, or dietary fat needs to go. And the soda needs to go. Alcohol needs to go. And she'd have to clean out. Because you can't be around it and expect, I'm eating clean. The second you have a weak moment, and we all have them, you and I both have them, we're going to gravitate right towards the cupcakes that were left over from your grandchild's birthday. So don't give me that bologna, I got this. You don't got this, and neither do I. So I would have her doing that. Let's clean it out. Let's go. And if she was like, Cristy, I'm not quite ready for a drastic change. What's the one thing I can change? I would say, I want you to drink more water. And so I would have her, if someone's listening to me right now and they're like, I'm not ready for that big change, Cristy, I'm not ready yet. Well, then I want you to drink more water. I want you to turn your phone off a little bit sooner tonight and go to bed just a little sooner. And so I would start them off easy. There's some people that want to go all out. They just want to jump in. They're sick of it. They're ready. And then we have them clean their cupboard out. We have them, get the good real food, anything that was grown out of a ground, or, start on the water. But if your mom is not ready for a drastic change, we start people just on water, and they notice a huge change just with the increased water amount every day.
So in your book, it talked about, and it's got to be water, like not just something, not like soda that obviously has water in it, and just needs to be water.
Straight up water. I don't allow people to, we call that the workaround, when people are like, I'm drinking my Kool-Aid. Oh, baloney. You're putting more chemicals in your body. Well, I drink my coffee. No, hey, no bending the rules. Ain't nobody getting out of the rules. None of us can get out of the rules. So I'm talking straight up water. I do allow people to put lemon or lime in it. Yeah. There's a great health benefits to that. I let them infuse it with fruit, but we just don't eat the fruit during weight loss mode. I let them do it just a small amount. We just got to really be careful turning it into like Kool-Aid or Crystal Light or something. And now you're just getting a ton more aspartame and more chemicals. And so we really try to cleanse their body, get them off that stuff, straight up water.
Okay. So you even advocate no artificial sweeteners. So no aspartame, sucralose, anything like that. Just get it out too.
What we're seeing now across the board, I used to say Splenda is okay, but we just read a study last week or 2 weeks ago that even Splenda is triggering insulin. So what I allow people to use for sweetener, because I need a little sweetener, so I don't expect anybody to do anything I don't do, is stevia, and we're talking about natural, raw, organic stevia, not stevia in the raw, just raw, straight up, and monk fruit. So you want to stick with the natural sweeteners. That's not going to trigger insulin, and that's not going to, and again, I want to remind everybody, you cannot lose weight in the presence of insulin. So we don't want to trigger a lot of insulin. We want those insulin levels low and stable. And so those won't hurt you and they'll be fine. Yeah.
Well, and low and stable, that's how we keep out of the type 2 diabetes realm. Oh. So we live in such a weird world right now. And like you said in your book, it's just, there's always a birthday, there's always a holiday, there's always I can wake up and drive past Maverick and there's some trigger in my mind that's like, ooh, a donut. It's always going to be there. So
you said it, the trigger. And that's another thing we teach on Code Red, is we teach people to identify your triggers that cause you to emotionally eat. Every one of us emotionally eats. If you've been heavy, Tyler, and I have too, we did it from emotionally eating. Now my trigger is taxes. Code Red is growing, and I'm so thankful for that. We're going to hit 3 million this year and 10 million next year. Awesome. But I pay a lot of taxes. So anytime I have to start talking about taxes with my bookkeeper and accountant, it triggers me to go to that fridge and want to binge eat because I'm nervous and I'm anxious and I'm upset. And I get like, oh Lord, did I set aside enough? Did I pay my quarterlies? When I know I'm going to have a meeting, a tax meeting, I either do it in a different room, I do it in the coffee shop, I do it where I'm away from food. So you got to identify what it is that causes you to do it, because all of us emotionally eat. So you're so right. And you're surrounded by it. You're surrounded by it.
Yeah, totally agree. And I don't know if I was actually talking to my wife about this today. I don't know if that's, instead of me driving by Maverick, I choose a different route, or I wake up, and something that's helped me out is I wake up and I have a glass of water and lemon, and I actually throw some salt into it as well. So you wake up, you've been dehydrated for 8 hours because you've been asleep. So you wake up, you drink it. That really does help me to just kind of curb everything in the morning. Like, hey, maybe I don't need to go stop and get a Poppin' Donut because I'm satiated.
Yes.
I mean, that's something. Yeah.
You're so right, but we all battle those. And those of you guys listening right now, do not think you are alone in this. Every single one of us. I used to have an addiction M&M because I was so stressed when I was a celebrity trainer in New York. Celebrity trainer, red carpet, Cristy Code Red, whatever. I was so stressed trying to pay my bills. I would eat a pound Oh, I said it, guys, a pound of peanut M&Ms every single night. And I was abusing sugar. I was poisoning my body, and it was terrible. But so I had to take a different route. I had to go through counseling for it. So those of you listening, listen, it is not your fault. You are bombarded. The deck is stacked against us, but there is hope. And staying hydrated, you said it, is job one. We have got to get you, because we are chronically dehydrated in this society. We've got to get your hydration up. We've got to get your mindset shifted. We've got to get you eating lots of fat so you feel satiated. I mean, the standard American diet is low fat. Well, what happens? You're low fat, you're hungry all the time. You want to kill your kids. Well, no wonder. You're not feeling good. So it is not your fault. Stop with the shame and guilt. You got to get on a better path that works. But yeah, you go to Home Depot and there's candy right there when you're buying your lumber. So guys, it's not easy out there. We get it, but there is hope.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're gonna go build a house, you gotta have your candy. No, I'm just kidding.
Right, evidently.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you. So during weight loss mode, you're an advocate of can I say ketogenic? Is that pretty much, are you thinking keto?
Sort of.
Okay.
Sort of. We don't keep our fat percentage as high as a typical ketogenic diet. And people are like, oh, Code Red is keto. No, we're not. We do believe in being in ketosis is the best for fat loss. I don't stay in ketosis. You probably don't either, Tyler. But if I'm getting ready for a photo shoot, like I've got a photo shoot coming up here, I'll put myself back into ketosis and I'll hit it hard to get a little leaner, to lean out a little bit and get a good muscle separation, good striations, and a little good look for the camera. But I don't stay in ketosis. However, our people that are in weight loss mode, they are in ketosis. Are you? Oh, I'm back. There you go.
Yep.
You're back.
You're
Sorry about that.
A little bit, but it's good. Yeah.
And so the traditional keto diet, they keep their fat percentage much higher than we do in Code Red. With Code Red, we believe in a 60% of your intake should come from fat. Well, you're looking at traditional ketosis is like 75. Yeah. My problem with that is once you keep your fat percentage that high, you usually have to forego something, and that ends up being vegetables. And on Code Red, we do not believe in taking vegetables out of the equation. But we don't believe in bacon with a side of sausage. Yeah. You know, that's just not balanced. It's just not balanced, and it's not sustainable long term. You got to look at how, so we believe a meat and a veggie, just think meat and a veggie, or, eggs and bacon with a side of half an avocado. You want to get those veggies in. So many nutrients. So traditional keto is a bit different in us. And of course, then it's therapeutic keto, and that's for epilepsy and different diseases that they treat. And that's much higher. We're talking 90% fat. So Code Red believes in 60%, which is a bit lower than the traditional keto diet. We also don't believe in eating cheese, because cheese will slow down your weight loss.
Okay. Have you had any clients or clients' children that have had medical issues that this has helped? I mean, I imagine you have, because just getting rid of the refined carbohydrates in general is probably going to do it, but.
Absolutely. We don't take on children just as a liability. We don't. But if their parents want to have the household do it, we certainly support that. In fact, I'm getting ready to go out to Oklahoma to meet a family who has a son that has completely done a 180 because of Code Red. But really, let's be honest, because the parents have cut out the simple sugar, the simple carbs, the crap, the junk food, and the juice and the soda and the Red Bulls and the stuff that are, the apple juice, the raisins that are given to your kids at school, the oatmeal, and that stuff, it's not good. And so we've watched a big improvement with autistic kids and kids with ADHD. And we have studies to back this up. It's not just Code Red. This is widely known in the medical community. But guess what? There's no money in healthy people. No. And I realize I'm stepping out here by saying this. There's no money in healthy people. And so we don't really want to talk. We want to give them a pill. So we have huge improvements with autistic kids and ADHD kids. Just with we've got a kid that couldn't walk. Now he's walking. That's almost awesome. With no limp. We have the same child. He couldn't even hold a conversation. Now he's holding conversations with strangers. all because he changed his diet, or his parents did.
That's so cool. Wasn't it Hippocrates, like the father of modern medicine, that said, let food be thy medicine? Like, I think we've known it for a long time, but as time has gone on, we're getting more away from real food. We're just eating crap that doesn't process, and it's obviously not doing us any good. Chronic disease is rampant. So, I mean, I'm a paramedic, and we go on calls to overweight people and we go on calls to old people, but we never go on calls to overweight old people because they're dead. Like, they don't exist. And so, like, we've got to do something about it. We've got to figure out a way. And what you're doing is so cool because you're helping, I don't know how many, hundreds of thousands of people now, and they're able to make that shift, and the chronic disease is going to leave. It's science. It has to happen. And that's what you've just taken, like, common sense and then mended it with code red, and you're like, hey, this is how it is, make it happen. And it has to work.
It does. We have 8 out of 10 healthcare dollars is spent on preventable diseases. Crap we caused ourselves. And I don't have children, but I have a whole Code Red Kid program because I believe it is our responsibility. We have no children now to replace our first responders. We have no kids to replace our police officers and our military. And these kids are really sick and overweight. We have got to, all of us, we've got to do something. And they're eating, like you said, food-like products, but your body doesn't know how to metabolism. And so now we've got non-alcoholic fatty liver, because what? Everything goes through the liver, and your body doesn't know to do this. So it just stores it as fat, like, we'll figure this out later. Serious problems. What we're doing isn't working. We all have to step up. You and me and everybody, we all have to step up, and we gotta turn this around because it ain't working. It's not looking good.
Yeah. So sharing your program with others, I mean, it's obviously going to help. So someone gets on your program, they lose the weight, they've stuck to it during fat loss mode, and maybe they've had a couple slip ups, but it's all good because you're right back onto it and you make it happen. What would you suggest to someone who has gotten to their goal weight and now they want to start pushing in the other direction and getting more fit?
Yeah, good question. I love this question because Code Red addresses this. We don't believe, a lot of places, they just want just buy this shake and buy this pill and we'll just get the weight off, but they want you to keep coming back. We don't want you to keep coming back. We don't want what we call repeat offenders. We want you to lose your weight and go on. I'm creating a program called Code Red 2.0 Life After Weight Loss, and I'm going to be releasing it sometime next year. But what we believe, when you've hit your goal weight, is when you want to see the real Cristy come out, and that's after you've hit goal weight. And all my certified coaches and all my leaders and people on my staff, you better come at me with whatever exercise program you're going to adopt now. So what I like to see is, I want to see everybody who has hit goal weight start an exercise routine. I don't care what it is. I just want to see you doing it consistently. And don't tell me you want to be that you want to make it to the 2019 CrossFit Games, but all you're doing is mountain biking. Your goal has your routine's got to fit your goal. And don't tell me you want to be a boxer, but you're just swimming every day. Boxing requires boxing, lifting requires lifting. So whatever your goal is, you better start freaking doing it, because there's no excuse. Exercise is a healthy part of life, and we all need to do it. And it's just much easier once you've hit your goal weight. Code Red, we follow 3 non-negotiable rules to maintenance. Number 1, you absolutely have got to continue to drink the full amount of water that you've been drinking, or whatever's right for that weight. Number 2, you have to stay on the scale every single day. You get up, the way we do it, we get up, we go potty, we strip down naked, and we weigh ourselves every single morning. And that's because the scale is not the end all be all. It's the first line of defense to let you know that things are on track or off track. And of course we have water fluctuations. Of course we know it's you and I do that. Women with PMS, we get it. But you got to stay on that scale, because all of a sudden, whoa, 5, 10, 15 pounds up, and you just ignored it. And the third non-negotiable rule to maintenance, to keeping your weight off, is never allow junk food to stay in your house. Well, my kid's having a birthday party. Well, then that last cupcake better be going out with that last kid.
Yeah.
Well, you better go take it to your neighbor John, who's like I do. I take all my junk food to my neighbor John. It can't stay in the house, guys. What do you think the Biggest Loser contestants gained back their weight? They didn't follow Cristy's top 3 rules. They started letting crap slip. And so when you hit your goal weight, I want to see you exercising, and I want to see you stay on that scale, keep drinking your water, and do not allow junk food to come in your house ever again.
Yeah, I like that. That's perfect. Do you add any carbohydrates later on with people? I know that's not part of Code Red, but I'm just curious, like as an athlete, any kind of real carbohydrates, sweet potatoes?
What we do add, I do want people adding back in sweet potatoes, and I want them to add back in fruit. The key to adding food back in and not gaining your weight is to do it one piece at a time, and you'll find out what you can and can't tolerate. Yesterday I had a half of a sweet potato and a 10-ounce sirloin. Now, granted, and I don't suggest this for everybody, I do OMAD. I have one meal a day, and I do a prolonged 20-hour fast. But again, we don't teach that on Code Red. That's just Cristy's thing. That's just me. That's what works best for me, because I believe in autophagy. I believe in fasting. But that's what I didn't see any weight gain on the scale. But if I have 4 Ritz crackers, my weight will shoot up like nobody's business. So I know what works and what doesn't work, and that's what we want. We want people to add in. I want to see 1 piece of fruit a day. You don't need a lot of fruit, guys. Fruit is genetically modified to be bigger, brighter, and sweeter, and we don't need a ton of it. You go to Costco, you get an apple the size of a baby's head. It's this big. It's like 4 servings. So you can't eat copious amounts of fruit. It's 1 piece a day. That's all we need. And so I want to see that. I want to see, and there are some people who can tolerate a half a cup of rice right before leg day, maybe the next day, or I'm going to be riding 100 miles tomorrow on my bike. Then you can have a little bit. It's just, it all boils down to what you can tolerate and truly being honest about your activity level. Everybody thinks that they're an elite level athlete. They are, and I kind of laugh, and I'm like, you don't even know. But to them, you just got to make sure that what you're doing is, what you're eating is getting burned off. If you're going to do it that way, be careful adding things back in.
Yeah. So it seems like you want people to experiment a little bit, but one at a time. So that you know what's okay and what's not. And then the other is just the patience, being patient and learning your body and learning what works for you, because so many times we'll be on the fringe. It'll be like, well, I'm going to go carnivore and I'm only going to eat meat, or I'm going to go vegan and only eat vegetables. And it's just kind of like politics. Like fringe politics are terrible politics. If you're all the way to the right or all the way to the left, it's terrible. But kind of finding, I don't even want to say a middle ground, but like almost.
I do agree with you. Absolutely. You've got to find that middle ground. You've got to mess with things and mess with equations, and if in only doing one thing a day that you add back in, because I don't want people to live without pizza. In fact, in our maintenance page, we have a page just dedicated to maintenance. We actually, we want them to go out for pizza, go out for sushi, and we want to do it with them. We want to, because I don't want them off. I don't want to have to talk them off the ledge, but that's my job, to talk them off the ledge. If they go out for sushi and they go and their weight is 4 pounds up, it's going to be because carbs hold on to water. I need them to know that that's just water weight. Continue to drink your water today. So I want people to experiment. You've got to find, a lot of times though, that stuff works itself out. They go out for pizza and they have a big stomach ache afterwards, and they're like, I don't even want it. But the idea is, I can have it, but I don't want it. And that's the way I live my life. I can have anything I want. You and I could absolutely get away with that because of our activity level, because of our age, because of how much muscle we're carrying. But it's just a mind shift of, I don't want to put my body through that. I don't want a massive insulin trigger. I don't want my body to have to clean that crap up. And so, but I do encourage experimenting. Absolutely.
That's awesome. So I think there's been a lot of takeaways. I think people just need to grab your book and read it. So where can they find your book?
I would love that. You can get my book at coderedrevolution.com. It's really easy, coderedrevolution.com, and pick them up, and it's we'll get one shipped right out to you. We have a lot of resources to help people on coderedlifestyle.com. You could get a custom program that I can write for you. You can be a part of one of our coaching groups where you don't have a custom program, but you just turn in your weight and you get educated, and we help you. And that's a lower price point. We have emotional eating counseling, a course that you can go through. But my dad's a licensed counselor. He put together this course. There's a lot of really great resources out there. We want you to keep your weight off. We don't want you to go around this mountain again. And what if this is the answer? What if this is the one thing you've been looking for, and this is the missing piece, and I can help you. You know, I mean, for the book is so cheap, and it's got really great success stories in it. My gosh, I mean, you can read it in a night, you can read it in a weekend, and you know, grab that book and see what you think. You know, see if I'm your answer. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, that was one part that I really liked about the book was reading. Well, I keep saying reading. I listened to it, so you can also get it on.
I did too.
Yeah. I liked.
But Tyler, did you hear the bloopers I did at the end? Because I read my own audiobook, and at the very end there are 8 minutes of bloopers.
Oh, I guess I haven't. I'll have to listen to that part. Okay, that's my goal today. My goal today is I'm going to listen to the rest of that. That's awesome. Funny. Okay, I will do that. Yeah, I can't even imagine how it would be to read an audiobook. I'll write something and then I'll go to read it in and upload it to a podcast or a YouTube video or something. And I mess up so much that like a 5-minute video ends up being an hour. So I can't even.
It's exhausting to record, but I wanted to do it in my own voice because I read it exactly like I'm talking to you guys right now. And my next book, I think we're getting ready to start at part 2. And I'm going to read it even more casual because that's what people want. They want the author to read it.
Yeah.
And you want to just talk to me like a normal person.
Yeah, if it's a novel, I'm totally fine having someone else read it. But if it's nonfiction and I'm learning something, I definitely want to hear you. And you just have such a good personality. You're like, how you talk, I'm just like, I just want to hear you talk. I just want to watch your Instagram, and it's fun. So
this is my life. This is what I was created and put on this earth to do. I am absolutely living my truth. I wake up every morning so excited. I know what I'm meant to do, and this is it. And people are getting healed, and it's a really good feeling to know every time I wake up and I do my thing. They're getting freedom from the shame and the guilt, and they're getting healed, and they're taking stop medications, and they're able to play with their kids. I mean, it's a really good feeling to know that I am absolutely doing what I was created to do.
That's awesome, and that's so good to hear, because I think there are a lot of people out there that are not doing what they actually want to be doing. So to hear that you found it and you're not only living it, but able to help however many people you're helping with it, that's just so much fun to hear. So people can find you on Instagram. You're Cristy Code Red on there, right?
Make sure you spell Cristy, no H, Cristy Code Red. Everything's Cristy Code Red. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Cristy Code Red.
You're on it all.
Yeah, the same one for everything.
Awesome.
YouTube.
Okay. That's so cool. We might have to do this again once I get more questions and once we have more people on it and going through it, more testimonials and everything. Let's make this happen again and just try to teach people more.
Yeah, I'm here. You know how to reach me, and thank you so much for this time.
Thank you. Have a good day, Cristy.
All right, thanks.
See ya.